y'all work on yesterday? What'd you talk about?
Alcohol.
You talked about alcohol. Okay. What about alcohol? Refresh my memory. Get me up to speed on what you all talked about. Anna. It's a depressant? Okay. And what does a depressant do? Exactly. Slows the body functions down. Give me something else you talked about. Arleith? How it affects your body? Okay, in what ways? Give me some details.
He said that, like, smaller people get, like, drunker faster because since they're, like, they have, like, their body is, like, smaller and they have, like, the same alcohol as bigger people. Like,
so you're saying they're because they're smaller, their bodies react to the alcohol faster than a larger person? Okay. What else did you guys talk about? Did you talk about alcohol poisoning? Can somebody give me that definition? Give me an example of that. Hi, Jordan. Yeah, so when you drink too much alcohol, it shocks the system. You drink so much alcohol in a short amount of time that basically takes over your system. And when you drink that much, it can be poisoning. So it poisons the system and you can potentially die. If you're not rushed to the hospital and you get your stomach pumped, that's what could potentially happen to you. And I think yesterday when you guys were looking at the PowerPoint that Mr. Isham went over, great example of that was Amy Winehouse. They found out after doing an autopsy on her that that's what she died of, is alcohol poisoning. So you want to be real careful with that. All right, so today what we're going to talk about, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about tobacco. All right? So does anybody in here smoke? Awesome. So let me go over our instructional board. I'll go over the vocabulary that we're going to be covering today. And all this information is going to be on your advanced organizer that you have. First, we're going to talk about nicotine, addictive, tar, bronchi, carbon monoxide, smokeless tobacco, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, cardiovascular disease, secondhand smoke, and negative peer pressure. Our learning objectives. First, we're going to recognize the different forms of tobacco. We're going to identify some of the harmful substances in all forms of tobacco products. We're going to describe the negative effects of tobacco use on your appearance. Describe how tobacco use affects your health, your overall health. Explain how a person becomes addicted to tobacco. Identify the ways in which tobacco harms non-smokers. And identify ways teens are influenced to try tobacco. And our essential question that I want you guys to think about as we're going through the lesson is, of the health risk associated with tobacco use, which one do you consider the most serious? All right, and we're going to go over those in our PowerPoint. Since we're talking about emphysema, emphysema is one of your chronic pulmonary diseases, all right? And what I want you guys to do, and try not to put your fingers all over these straws as I pass them around. Just pass that down for me. Okay, so as we're passing this around, what we're going to do with these straws, I'm going to have everybody put it in your mouth. And I only want you to breathe through your mouth. Okay? And I also want everybody to take your two fingers or whatever and close up your nose. All right? And only breathe through your mouth. I'm going to time you guys, and we're going to breathe through this straw for 1 minute. One caution. I want everybody to try to breathe through the straw and only through the straw for the whole minute. But if you start feeling faint, lightheaded, those types of things, go ahead and stop, all right? And what this does, this is going to simulate how it feels if you're affected by emphysema. All All right? And once you get emphysema, it's very difficult to breathe. So this is going to be a good simulation of how it would be if you had emphysema. All right? We just got to wait on the last row to get a straw. Let's pass them quickly. Okay, so everybody has their straws in their mouth? Okay, not yet. Don't start yet. Okay, everybody close up your nose. Okay, let's start now. All right, done. So, I don't know about you guys, but I started breaking down in about 30 seconds. I mean, how'd that make you feel? Was it really hard to breathe? What were some of the symptoms that you had, Troy? Avery?
I breathe like really slowly.
Did it feel like you were having to like gasp for air? Yeah. What about you, Hannah?
I like really hard times. I like when I try to take a deep breath.
Malia?
It was kind of like the air that I was getting in my chest, in my lungs, was kind of like having a battle inside because it was like it wasn't getting enough air.
Okay. Right. You had increased heart rate, right? So, that's going to be the end. We're going to start up here tomorrow, and let's revisit our essential question. We were able to go over 3 of the dangerous contents that are in most tobacco products, all right? So our essential question was, of all the health risks associated with tobacco products, which one is the most serious in your opinion? Let me ask for a volunteer to answer that question, to explain your answer. Avery. Okay. Okay. Yep, it's kind of gross. All right. What else? Can somebody else help me? Arleth.
I feel like everything is serious. It just depends how much you do with it, when you do it.
So it's kind of hard for you to pick out just one? I mean, they're equally as serious? Okay, that's a good answer. All right, so tomorrow we're going to pick back up from where we left off here and finish this up. Make sure you guys hold on to your advanced organizers, because you're definitely going to need them for class, for your test. We're going to plan on taking our test next Tuesday, okay?